Hi everyone, Kevin Purcell for GottaBeMobile.com with the Huawei P8 Lite. If you're familiar with the Huawei P8, which is Huawei's latest high-end phone, this is a light version, and that basically means it's cheaper and has a little bit lower quality materials. It's a plastic phone. The back of it is plastic and non-removable, has a bit of a textured feel to it. The edges have a faux aluminum look that has kind of a brushed aluminum feel to it, but it's entirely plastic. And then the front is just a 720p screen. But because of all of that, it's only $250, and that's the unlocked price. You can use it on any GSM network like AT&T, and it's a fairly nice phone for $250. But it really does compromise an awful lot. One of the other interesting features about it, we'll go ahead and show you along the edges here. Of course, on the bottom you've got two speakers, micro USB port. Along this side there's nothing. Along the top you get just the speaker jack, the headphone mic jack, and then there's a hole for a microphone here. But the interesting feature that I want to show you along this side, aside from the volume rocker and the power button, which I think is kind of in an awkward place, I wish it was a little higher, or along the top here. But notice that there are two openings. These slots will pull out with a SIM card tool, and one of them is definitely a SIM card. The bottom one, you put your micro SIM in it, or nano SIM rather. However, the other one is both a SIM card and a micro SD card combo slot. In other words, what you can do is you can add memory with up to 128 gigabytes in a micro SD card, or you can add a second SIM, and that makes it possible to carry around two phones in one, two phone lines. These dual SIM phones are great for people like me who do carry around two phones. We use our family phone on a cell phone, and then also, the home line. We got rid of our landline and went to a cell phone, and then on my personal line. And so I carry this phone around, right now I am, while I'm reviewing it, and leave home the other ones. People who are international travelers might need an international SIM card, and that makes it easy for them. Instead of having to swap out the SIM card in their phone or bring a different phone with them, they can keep the same phone with them at all times and both have their domestic card, say on AT&T or something like that, and then an international SIM on an international carrier in whatever country they're planning to go to. So that's one of the nice features about it. I mentioned the 720p screen. It's a 1280 by 720p. It's a 5-inch phone, and that means it's got fairly high pixel density, meaning it's crisp and looks nice. I think right now, let's see, I'm running at about 75%. If we turn it up, it's a little hard to see on camera, but if you turn it up, it's pretty bright. And then turn it down in order to save some battery life. What you're seeing here is the shortcut screen. You can get a bigger one. This is part of the EMUI, which is Huawei's overlay. It looks a lot like most Android phones or the iPhone. There's supposed to be a way that you can swipe up from the bottom and get a toolbar, but I'm really having a difficult time getting it to work. Not really sure why, but lately it's just wanting to bring me Google Now, and I've seen it. I accidentally did it a couple times, but I haven't been able to make it work now. So it comes up with kind of four icons across the bottom. That's the notification sound. 4 icons across the bottom for shortcuts like a flashlight, a calculator, things like that. And then the top row of the little bottom area shows things like it shows the weather. But like I said, I haven't been able to get to it. Now it's fairly fluid. One of the things you'll notice about EMUI is it looks a lot like an iPhone, and that is because there's no app drawer. A lot of Android phones will have maybe like a 5th icon here at the bottom. Tap it and it opens up and shows all of the apps on the phone. Here, all the apps are on the home screen, and you may like that if you're an iPhone user, because it'll feel familiar to you, or you may find it annoying like I do if you're typically an Android user. And so what I would do is I'd get rid of EMUI. It's just not very good as a launcher. I would put Google Now or some other launcher on here. Now you can do widgets, change the wallpaper, change the transition. You've got some homepage settings, things like that. It's pretty Spartan. If you want to put some widgets on here, here's how you do that. I just haven't really bothered right now, sort of using it kind of in iPhone mode. Now the camera on the phone is pretty good, and when you open it up, put something in here so that it can focus on it. Notice it's got 3 modes: the video mode for shooting video, and then photo mode, and then this beauty mode. What that does is if you're taking a portrait of somebody, it will change the way their face looks. Here's beauty mode of my wife. Notice how her skin gets a little bit smoother as you go along. That is without beauty mode. That's at about half, and then that's full, and then that's the original shot. So that gives you an idea of what beauty mode can do. Now these are filter buttons. So it goes through and gives you filters, live filters. I think they're ugly, so I don't really like them that much. Here's the settings screen. It does nice panoramas. It shoots HDR. You can do an audio note where you take a picture and add an audio note. Best shot is where you take a whole bunch of shots and it picks the best one for you. A watermark, it'll put a watermark in the photo for you with time and date, and location rather. And then all focus. That's an interesting setting. If you tap that, if you're taking a picture of something close up and in the background there's something far away, you can take a picture. It will really take more than one shot, and then after you're done taking the photo on the phone, you can choose to either have the front in focus or the rear in focus, and then export that shot to the camera. Settings in here, you can change resolution, and you notice it is a 13 megapixel resolution at 4:3 only. So it's got a number of nice different features. You can set the auto white balance or use a custom your own white balance, those kinds of things. We'll go back to normal and get rid of the shots there. All right, it's got a front-facing and rear-facing camera. The rear-facing camera is, like I said, the full resolution. It's 13 megapixels, but I've been shooting in 16:9 mode, which is 10 megapixels. All in all, it's a decent phone. Not great. In fact, to be honest with you, I gave it about a 2.5 star rating because, first of all, the screen resolution is a little bit low at 720. Second of all, I don't like EMUI. I think that's just not a very good overlay. Third, it's plastic, so it feels a little bit cheap. And one of the things I do like is the battery life. The screen is fairly bright, and it's fluid. It's got a decent camera on it. And so those are some things I do like about the phone. Would I call this a buy? Well, a very narrow segment of the population will enjoy this phone. International travelers needing a dual SIM phone that don't mind cutting the corners to get it, that enjoy it. Someone who needs a real cheap phone, maybe you broke your phone and aren't ready for an upgrade, and you like Android better than iPhone, and so this is one way to get into a cheap phone for only $250. That's unlocked, so that's a good possibility. And so those are really the only two groups that I would recommend this phone. For all others, if you're really ready to upgrade and you want to get something really nice, I wouldn't put this in that category at all. The P8 might. It's a good phone. One other issue I forgot to mention, it's only running KitKat, so it's actually 2 generations behind right now, and if they don't update it by the fall when Android M comes out, it'll be 3 generations of Android behind, and that's a little bit annoying. So I don't think I can really recommend this phone to too many people, but this has been Kevin Purcell for Gotta Be Mobile with the Huawei P8 Lite. Thanks for watching.